Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Um, I'm just gonna, let you read the fine prints later on, but there are a few things I wanted to cover and kind of point you to it. First, the concept of fringe benefits. You know, in an employment relationship, typically, especially for full-time workers, employers not only pay a salary, but they give you additional stuff, right? And a lot of times they give you this additional stuff like free healthcare, free gym membership, free transportation. All of these are known as fringe benefits. It's on the side, right? Uh, in the US, and I think a lot of the same development is happening in Thailand, is that fringe benefits, even though it's not the biggest part of your total compensation, it's growing, right? For the US case, about 70% of total compensation is wage and salary, while fringe benefits make up, about the rest of 30% is on the rise. Why do firms offer fringe benefits? Is it just to be nice? The quick answer is that no, they don't offer it just to be nice, but in addition to, making workers feel good, firms can actually save money, right? So if we think about workers, just like you guys, okay, when you get paid, right, you may want money, but you also want freedom or you want comfort at the workplace. All of these additional stuff are fringe benefits. Okay. So imagine having a preference over wages and fringe benefits. Having a preferences, we represent that as indifference map. And so indifference curves for fringe benefits and wages. Together, they make up the indifference map. Uh, so here's the thing, right? You are willing, in your mind, you are willing to trade off some wages if you get additional fringe benefits, right? For example, you are willing to uh, work somewhere with a slightly lower salary if they give you free transportation, you know. I mean, not necessarily you in person, but it is possible, right? And you can imagine your own case. What do you like to have at work? Coffee, pizza, I don't know, right? Or in your own room. These are all fringe benefits. So there's a trade-off that you're willing to make, right? And based on this, right, combine the trade-off with the employer's cost of making the fringe benefits available. Okay. So from the employer's perspective, right, they have a trade-off as well. They can choose to, if they pay you less in wages, they have more to give you in fringe benefits, right? This is the ISO cost of compensation, basically, right? But in this case, they just meant they uh, instead of saying just ISO cost, or because cost matters for profit, holding revenue constant, the ISO cost also represents the ISO profit, right? The different levels of wages and fringe benefits that yield the same profit, right? So you can think of this as ISO cost or ISO profit curve, right? ISO cost in terms of compensation or ISO profit for the whole firm. So based on this, you can see that each dollar that goes that you take out of uh, let me put a presentation here. Each dollar that you where's my highlighter? Interesting. Okay, each dollar that you reduce wage, you have more available for fringe benefits. And of course, each dollar of fringe benefits that you reduce, you get the same additional dollar for wage that you can pay, right? So employer face this constraint. So what they do is to choose the point on this ISO cost or ISO profit curve that maximizes profit, right? So if you look at this as the ISO cost curve, you're going to choose the point on here, right, that maximizes employee well-being. Okay, this is the lowest cost for achieving the that level of satisfaction among workers. Okay, so we put those two concepts together. Indifference curve among employees, right? So the employer is going to choose the point, the pair of wages and fringe benefits that maximize employee welfare, employee well-being, which of course leads to, employee job satisfaction. Yeah. So at a point like A here, this this company is paying too much in wages, right? Because what the company could do is to reduce wages a little bit and add that same amount to fringe benefits, but achieve better outcome for the employee, achieve better satisfaction for the employee, right? So this saves, this is the cheapest way to achieve the indifference curve level of two, right? If you choose any different levels of fringe benefits and wage, you'll end up having to pay more, right? So on the same indifference curve I2, this point B minimizes the cost for the employer, right? So you can look at it both ways. Uh, from point A to B, we're making a trade-off. The employer is making a trade-off such that the employee becomes happier from A to B, right? Or you can think of this level of happiness I2. The employer can achieve that level of happiness with the lowest cost at point B. Okay, so fringe benefits offering is actually an optimal choice for the employer, right? Not only that they just want to give you for fun, right? They give you fringe benefits in order to minimize cost, right? Minimize the cost of making you happy. Okay, so that's that.